You recording? Quatre, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Get this out of the way. 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Oh, oh my goodness. Yeah. Oh, whoa. Yeah. Ah. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32. Oh my gosh. Deux, trois, quatre, cinq, six, sept, huit, neuf, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32. Oh, yeah. Ah. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Dos, tres, cuatro, cinco, seis, siete, ocho, nueve, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. That's how niggas sound when they're busting a nut, eh? I play too much, y'all. I play too much. Too much. Est-ce que j'ai tort d'avoir dit à la vieille que je ne veux pas préparer? C'est pas que je ne peux pas préparer, mais je ne veux pas préparer. Tant qu'elle est là, je lui ai dit, ah maman, tu peux me faire manger, machin, machin. Elle dit, oh machin, il faut que tu apprennes à préparer, blablabla. Bla, bla, bla. De toutes les façons, toi-même tu sais que je ne mange pas comme ça. Si ça ne tenait qu'à moi, je ne mangerais pas. Mais quand je commence à ne pas manger, c'est là où elle commence à dire, oh, il faut que tu manges, il faut que tu manges, il faut que tu manges. Je dis, ok, donc prépare. Maintenant, elle dit, oh non, il faut que tu apprennes à préparer. Donc, à la fin, tu veux quoi? Elle dit, quand j'aurai ma copine, c'est elle qui va s'occuper de moi. Et c'est là qu'elle commence à dire, oh non, c'est pas une question d'avoir ta copine, il faut que tu saches préparer, machin, 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 machin. Elle dit, ah, c'est compliqué. Look at this shit right here. Look at this shit right here. Crazy. Everybody say hi to my baby. She looked tired, but you know, I think it's because there's no air in here. Need to open some windows. Yeah, but pretty good. Jeez, my nails is long. Oh, should I play the piano today, chat? What do you guys think? I haven't used a piano in years. That's crazy. But I'm gonna try to do some. Let's see what I can do with it. I feel so much better. The top is so much better than the bottom. So much better. I gotta break it down, buddy. I gotta break it down. Okay. All right. Oh, man. Bam. Which brings me to the point, like, I used to date this woman, older woman or whatever, that had a saying. Her saying was, like, whenever she wore stuff, she used to like saying, I like to dress sexy but conservative. That was so cool. That sexy. Same time. Yeah, I like that. Get back to the get back. No, it's not unfortunate, it's a surprise. Surprisingly. That's true. She was like that. She was like that. All right. So let's talk about, women. So basically, there's only four types of women. There are the top-notch female, the middle-class girl, the hood rat, and the chicken head. And these women can also be referred to as the four H's. The high-class girl, the home girl, the hood rat, and the hoochie. So, the high-class girl, also known as the top-notch female, these are usually the high-class top-notch females, usually come from a very stable home and background. They're both of their mother and father were in the household. That's interesting because that's a very good point, because when I dated my ex or whatever, that's the only reason why I even, entertained her or whatever, because she came from a stable background, Both of her parents were married for a long time, so I thought that everything was cool in the game. Oh boy, was I wrong. Alright, so since the father usually is present in the female's upbringing, see, that's a point that I missed. Her father wasn't always around. Things happened when she was little, but I overlooked that. She doesn't have to compensate later on in life by being a hoochie in order to get attention from guys. That went over my head. But that's very important. That's why we need more fathers. We need to raise our women the right way, so they're not out here just doing anything for attention. If a father was a hardworking, respectable man, which a top-notch female's father usually is, she knows what a real man is capable of. So when it comes to choosing a mate later on in life, the high-class female will rather be by herself than settle for a loser, basically. The top-notch female are usually very well educated, focused, and extremely driven when it comes to their careers. These women usually have a good credit, and they are never delinquent when it comes to taking care of their bills. Most top-notch females maintain a very nice, well-kept home, and even though they are working, long hours, they make an effort to at least keep the house clean and presentable. Since these women are very confident with themselves, they don't have to dress hoochie or stank in order to get attention from guys. They don't need that. They understand that a woman can be sexy and conservative at the same time. Very important point. Now, after dating her, I ran into another woman who was a little bit older than me. Much older than me. And that was one of her saying, like she used to dress nice, but she always used to say, I like being sexy and conservative. And she used to buy stuff from Shein all the time, man. Like, her room was just like Shein, 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 Shein. I'm like, damn, what is Shein? She was like, oh no, Shein is, it's like Fashion Nova, cool stuff, all that. I was like, oh, okay. It's funny, like women have all kinds of dress for a good price too. But us guys, I don't know if we don't got dresses, we gotta put things together, it takes a little bit more effort, It's not just like women that can be like, oh, let me just buy a dress. Guys have to think about it more, Surprisingly, it is very hard for these females to find mates because the average guy simply isn't on their level. Damn. Now, I have an aunt, right? One of my aunt, like, she's a doctor. And yeah, you know, she never had no kids because she could never settle down for any loser, you know what I mean? My grandpa was a very big, you know, very, very big guy. So who was he supposed to bring around? You know what I mean? First of all, people were scared to date her because of who she was. So I can attest to this. This is very true. Very true. The average guy simply isn't on her level. High-class women are not impressed by flossy, I get money, I get a Bentley type of guy, you know? They don't care about all that because they got their own money. So in order to get with one of these women, you got to come out the cuff with it, you know what I mean? You can't fake it. You got to be a man on your word, you know? They can smell you, they can taste you before you approach, you know what I mean? The way you walk, all that fake stuff, they got all types of radars and sensors, you know what I mean? So you gotta be about that life, man. You know, there's no other way. You can't fake that. You know. It's it is what it is. Anyway. I used to think like you gotta, what are you supposed to say to talk to women? You know, like, am I supposed to say this? Am I supposed to say that? The whole time, it's not about what you say, man. It's not about what you say. That's why, those pickup artists, they're full of it because they tell you, oh, you gotta say this. Nah, bro. You gotta go get your confidence from where it comes from. Damn, that was dope. I like the way I said that. But for real, like, for me personally, like, the way I get my confidence is by doing things that I want to do. You know what I mean? Like what I'm doing right now. I feel like I'm on a path. So when I approach, it hits different because I'm driven. I got a purpose in life. That's very important for guys. Like, you know what I mean? Your time must be valuable. You can't have... Man, I used to have so much idle time and not knowing what to do, and that's when I used to watch porn and do all kinds of different things, not crazy things, but you get what I'm saying. You gotta be driven. It's like I was talking to my cousin yesterday, and even I was talking to my cousin, and I also talked to a friend on my way home, but they both had the same issue. Like, they lack ambition. You know what I mean? And I used to be the same way, so I can relate. I'm not judging nobody. But I was telling my cousin, like, yo, how you gonna reach a goal if you don't even know what you want your life to be? Like, I was trying to give him the game or whatever. I was like, yo, you gotta have a goal, you gotta have a time period for it, you gotta repeat it, whatever, you gotta put it on the card. I was breaking the game down to him, and he was like, well, what did he say? He was like, I don't really know how much it's gonna cost for me to live the life of my dreams. I was like, damn, bro. How you gonna get there if you don't even know the cost of anything? You don't even know, like, your dream life. You never imagine yourself being able to live your dream life. So you never try to visualize it. You never try to envision yourself in it. You know what I mean? How are you supposed to get it if you don't know what it is? And again, I used to be the same way, so don't take it personal. First of all, you told me to put the caption in French because, your English is kind of so-so right now. It's okay, bro. I think I will make a translation for this video. Hopefully my French is okay because my French is so-so. But I was just telling him, like, bro, you gotta have a target, Like Bob Proctor used to say, like, you gotta know where you are first. You know what I mean? Like, look around. Where are you? You know what I mean? Take notes. Where am I? And then you gotta know where you're going. You know? It's like, how did you get to where you are right now? Did you take the train? Did you take the bus? Did you bike? Did you walk? You know where you were before. And you knew where you were going. And that's exactly how you do everything else. You gotta know where you are, and you gotta know where you're going. Very important. Anyway, let me get back to this. So surprisingly, it is very hard for these women to find mates. Because the average guy simply isn't on their level. You know, high class women are not impressed by flossy guys. I already said all that. So, on the negative side, many of these females have a problem with playing submissive in a relationship. Now, I can understand that, you know what I mean? Like, you feel like you're working harder than guys, so why should you? And a lot of women have that mentality, especially lovely, beautiful black women. Yes, I love y'all, but y'all have an issue with the submissive side of things, you know what I mean? And we can take accountability for it too, as black men, we need to be kings and all that beautiful things, but it works both ways, man. That's all I'm trying to say. It works both ways. I know they probably gonna hate me for telling the truth, but the truth is the truth, man. The truth shall set you free. It takes two people to tango, you know what I mean? If you, in my opinion, right? If you really like a guy and you see that he's not where he could be, well then motivate him, you know what I mean? You know what he really want. You know he really want that thing you got. So, motivate him in a nice way. You know what I mean? Be like, okay, well, blah 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 blah. But I mean, I don't know if that's what y'all doing, but I'm just like, the way I see it, it's like y'all just don't even want to deal with it. Like y'all don't. All I'm trying to say is we need to have more faith in each other. You know what I mean? It's got to come from somewhere. It's got to start somewhere. Like, if the guy's not doing it, maybe the woman needs to do it. But somebody got to do it because, black is beautiful, Black is love. Black is beautiful. We need to work together to make this work, That's all I'm trying to say. So don't come for me. Don't come for me with the tone police and all that other stuff y'all try to put on Kevin Samuels, please. But I know they still will, so whatever. They are so used to being the boss and being in control in all aspects of their lives that they have the tendency to want to control and direct their relationships as well. And that's not cool. I don't care. That's not cool. I don't care if you're the boss or whatever. If you're a doctor, if you got your own business, whatever. When you come home, I want to say something, but I'm gonna save that for my Patreon. I'm gonna save that for my Patreon. If y'all want to hear the real truth of the matter, uncut, unlimited, go to my Patreon, baby. There's no such thing as something for nothing now. Come on now. I could say so much, but go to my Patreon. Let's go. Yes. Go to my Patreon. Let's go. You gotta pay to play, baby. You gotta pay to play. Come on. You want it? You gotta pay for it. This is YouTube, so it's basic. Alright, where was I? In any case, they try to outman a man. That's not okay, man. I don't care. I don't want to hear it. No. Black women, mothers, sisters. My mama is black, so I can speak for black women. Okay? And y'all gonna say, oh yeah, you black, but you're not really from here. I don't care. Because guess what? In the real world, we all N-words to them. So don't miss me with that. Miss me with that. Like I was saying, y'all can't be doing that. That's not cool. That's not cool. I don't care. I don't care. I don't even want to hear it. No, no, no. No, that's not cool. I would never stand by that or stand for that. No. Y'all will never be able to outman a man. That's just not it. Biology made y'all women for a reason. Just like it made us men for a reason. Let's not get misconstrued and confused and all that other stuff. No, man. No. That's not what the black family is supposed to represent, look like, or whatever. No. We gotta fix ourselves. And that comes from us doing our part day by day. You know what I mean? And I'm very passionate about that because that's me. That's just me. And again, this is still restricted because this is only YouTube or Instagram or whatever. So if you want the real, you know where to get it from. Patreon, baby. Patreon. Alright. Cool. These women don't understand that in relationships, they can't be two chiefs. Bro, again, not cool at all. Not cool at all. Not cool. I don't care. And that's something I was talking to one of my friends about. Like, I don't care if my woman is making more money than me. Like, you still my woman. You know what I mean? Like, it don't matter to me. And again, I really want to say other things, but I'm gonna keep it on the basic level right here. But yeah. I want to say so much. It's on the tip of my tongue, but I'm not. I'm gonna show discipline. I'm gonna show discipline. Anyway. Even though the male and female can be equal as far as their careers, blah, 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 someone has to play the submissive role. So who y'all think the submissive role is going to be? Me? You tripping. I don't know what you smoking, baby, but it must be that KK, you know what I mean? That Khalifa Kush or something, that Snoop Dogg. You smoking that real good stuff right now. If you think I'm going to be submissive to a woman, you tripping. And all the guys, all my guys, we're not going for that. We're not standing for that. All that intimidation stuff that women like to do, we're not going for it. We don't care how much money you make, blah, 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 blah. Nah. Because it comes down to this. You know who will protect you and all that stuff. It's your man. You know what I mean? That's what you expect from your man. Certain things you don't really have to discuss. And I don't even know why I'm discussing so much. But I'm just trying to be helpful or whatever. But yeah. And that's something that, I've been struggling with also in the past, with my exes or whatever, because at some point or another, they always tried me, man. And, all the guys know this. They're going to try you at some point, and, you got to put your foot down, And again, I'm not advocating any acts of violence or nothing like that. Like, that's not cool. Like, you shouldn't, put your hands on nobody or nothing. That's a loser to me, you know what I mean? Like, if you're a man and you put your hand on women, that's bitch made, And I'm gonna keep it at that. I slipped right there. You saw that? I slipped right there. But hey, I caught myself too, okay? But yeah. But somebody like one of my ex, put her hands on me and whatever, and I still dealt with her. I don't know why, Some things I don't understand, man. And then you wonder why I be smoking from time to time, because there's a lot I don't understand, and I probably will never understand. But when I smoke, I just don't care. So who are you to judge me for choosing to smoke? If I want to smoke, that's what anyway. Go to my Patreon. Go to my Patreon, y'all. I'm not going, you know what I mean? I'm not going to go too far with it. But yeah. You get the gist of, you get my drift. Like she used to say or whatever. You get my drift. Okay. Okay. And if that role is being played by a male, it will cause an imbalance in the relationship. Yes, indeed. And y'all know it. Y'all like to be dominant and all that cool stuff, and it's cool, but the minute the guy is like, oh, damn, maybe I'll, be submissive a little bit more. As soon as that happens, y'all lose respect even more, and y'all end up leaving those guys because y'all know what y'all really want. Y'all want that man to put you back in your place. That's what you really want. Don't even lie. Don't lie. That's what you want. But some guys are actually nice guys, man. That's where I feel sad about it. Because I used to be the nice guy, you know what I mean? And I'm still a nice guy, I'm not going to let anything affect me. The difference is, I'm a nice guy going, go to my Patreon. I'm that type of nice guy that's going to tell you, hey. I'm gonna tell you very nicely that, hey, you better get your ass in line, baby, because hey, I'm not gonna argue with you, baby. I'm just gonna leave. You know what I mean? You're gonna be right. I know you like to be right. You're never wrong. They're never wrong. You know how it is. You know how it is when you deal with our queens out here. You know how it is. They're always right. And that's cool. We're gonna let you be right. But guess what? Bye-bye. Bye. Have a nice life. Please forgive me. Sometimes, I get passionate. You know what I mean? But I don't mean no harm. I just get passionate. And I really want to say something else, but go to my Patreon, baby. I'm not going, you know what I mean? I'm going to play, you know what I mean? I'm smart with it. You're not going, yeah, I'm smart with it. So go to my Patreon if you really want to know what's really going on in my head. Because I know you want to know, but I'm not going to give it to you for free, baby. No. Of course not. I got bills to pay. What you think? You got bills? I got bills. How you think you're watching this right now? For free? Nah. I got a nice little T-Mobile connection and all that. And it costs money. So give me that money. I'm playing. But for real though. For real. I know you don't want us to live. Right? But you're going to push us away if you keep that attitude. I'm just going to be real. You got to check that stuff at the door. Especially if you're dealing with one of us. Because we're not going to argue with you, baby. We're nice. We the lovers. Y'all say y'all want love, all that stuff. Y'all say y'all don't. Y'all tired of cheaters, right? Y'all tired of liars and all that stuff, right? Cool. Let a smooth brother like me come into your life. You cross me, baby, I'm out. I promise you that. I'm out. You know, in the past, I was such a nice guy in the past that I let myself, get touched on. You know what I mean? Women were, the woman was like talking her stuff or whatever, and then she got bored with it. She put her hands on me, broke my glasses, all that stuff. And I was like, damn, baby, why you doing that? I love you, baby. Like, why? Why? I was in my feelings and all that. I never put my hands on her, though. But I stayed. And that's why I messed up at. I should have left. But guess what? We play chess over here, baby. Our next move is always going to be better than our previous move. So now, you won't even get that far, baby. Your tone is off, baby. You're talking to me with the wrong tone. I'm going to check you on that because I know where it's going. You know what I mean? I'm not going to go there with you, baby. If you're going to go there, you're going to be by yourself. I'm not going to go with you. I'm not going to go with you, baby. I love you. But guess what? I love myself more. Ah, yes. I love myself more. Best believe I love myself more. Another thing about top-notch females is that they like to keep their own identity. You know what I mean? They'll be married, but they'll keep their last names. That's another thing. Like, for real, is that really what we're doing? Are you serious right now? Anyway. So yeah, keep in mind, brothers, like when you're dealing with one of those top-notch females, you know what I mean, those high and mighty females, just be yourself, you know what I mean? You don't gotta impress them with nothing because they got their own already. They already got their own Bentleys, Maseratis, chains, gold, money. So how you gonna get to them? Just be yourself, bro. That's it. Just be yourself. Yeah, buddy. Yeah. get cold. Man, I need to get better. I need to get better. I need to get so much better. My stomach was like, come on, man. It's time to eat already. What you doing? Man, this fasting thing is no joke. But at least, you know, you're gonna get a more focused mind, like a clearer mind, more focused, you know what I mean? That's cool. But like everything, you know, don't overdo it. Don't overdo it. I was at a family house yesterday, or I think, and they were like, "Oh, you fasting? You do intermittent fasting, all that? Is it for spiritual reasons or health reasons?" Or I was like, "Yeah, everything. You know, it's all connected. Yeah." I'm like, "Oh, nice. Okay, yeah." Like, yeah. But they gave me a big, huge, like, sandwich that I still haven't finished. And I couldn't eat everything because, you know, when you fast or whatever, your stomach shrinks, so it's like you're not eating as much. But yeah, I love them so much. We just need to get better at, you know, keeping in touch. But, you know, that will come with time. That will come with time. But thank you for being part of the journey, you know. I appreciate the love. But of course, if you want more, you gotta go to Patreon. I'm joking, but I'm not. I need to get some bills paid, you know what I mean? Yes. But, yeah. I really do appreciate the love. You know, I'm thankful to my angels, to God, to all the people helping me and everything, you know. I wouldn't be here if it wasn't for y'all, for real, you know. So, thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. But on the bright side of things, I think I found the one. I think I found the one, okay? I think I found the one. So yeah, I'm living the dream right now. Like a lot of stuff are happening that even for me, like it's been fast. Like, you know, I'm just thankful. I'm just thankful. I'm just thankful. I'm just really trying to take time, you know, to appreciate all the changes that are happening. It's happening fast. You know, I'm just thankful. I'm back and I'm better. I need to sing, man. I need to sing. I need to sing. Alright. Okay, so we did it top notch. Cool. So the home, oh, okay, cool. The home girl, also known as the middle class girl, which is kind of my favorite, to be honest. Okay, so let's see what it says. The home girl, the middle class girl. Can y'all hear me over there? I hope we can. Can y'all hear me, guys, on chat? Or should I get this closer? I think I'm gonna get this closer. Hold on. 1 second, chat. 1 second. Dug my freaking. Alright. So the home girl, also known as the middle class girl. The middle class girl usually has a girl textbook type of quality. Girl next door type of quality. I'm sorry. She's usually laid back and easygoing, which I like. These girls usually come from a stable family and background. Ooh. Even if the father wasn't present in the home. Okay. She had a strong-willed mother who instilled good values in her, which is beautiful. The home girl usually grew up in a upper middle class neighborhood. Unlike the top-notch female, who for the most part only hangs around other top-notch females, the middle class girl has friends and associates from all walks of life. She may have an occasional drink or a little weed, you know what I mean? Just a little bit to relax the nerves, and nothing wrong with that. Every now and then, but she's generally not heavy. She's not, like heavy into it. The middle class girl usually has a regular 9 to 5 job that she's very content with. Ooh, my thing is stinging. I stubbed my thumb. Kind of hurts. My thumb is like beep 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 beep. You know, like in the animes or whatever. Ow. Why are you hurting so much? Crazy. She may also have a decent, not too flashy automobile. You know, some decent, like a nice little Toyota or something, or Honda, which she keep up her payments. When dating, the middle class girl doesn't make too many demands on her mate, which is cool. And she's usually content with just staying at home with her man and spending quality time. Quality time. I'm having a lot of fun, y'all. Her dress code is usually casual, yet tasteful. And she normally gets her clothes from a mall or other fashionable designer store, like Fashion Nova, Shein. You know, we know what it is. We know what it is. It's not the swap meet, you know. She can afford a little sum now. Come on. She usually keep her feminine hygiene intact, and she tries to hit the salon on a weekly or bi-weekly basis, which is beautiful. Since most middle-class girls have such a down-to-earth, man, this is why I like, you know, middle-class girls, man. They're so chill, so easy to talk to, so approachable, you know. Men find them more approachable than other women. And because of this, these females tend to have relationships with a diverse group of men, which is, you know, it is what it is. On the negative side, though, many middle-class girls have a tendency to be followers. And they often easily give in to peer pressure. These women don't usually possess the drive and leadership skills that are evident in top-notch females. You know, the middle-class girl likes to just roll with the crowd type of vibe. You know, it's, you know, ups and downs, you know. It is what it is. Since the middle-class female has a strong family unit, her parents often act as her safety net. Because she can always fall back on her folks when times get hard. She usually doesn't have the incentives to take on any major responsibility in life. She doesn't have major responsibility. This sometimes causes her to deal with a certain issue in an immature way. But the middle-class girl is still considered the most desirable female to men. Despite all her flaws, we still like them, you know, because they chill. They chill. Yeah, honestly, this is like my favorite type, to be honest. All right, so we did the high-class girl and the home girl. Remember, there's 4 types of females, right? It comes down to 4 types. I mean, there's more, but generally speaking, it comes down to 4 types. And then, so I did the high-class girl and the home girl. Then we left with the hood rat and the hoochie. So I can tell this is gonna stir a lot of stuff up. So I'm gonna have it on my Patreon. Yes. And nothing good for free, man. I gotta get off that habit of, I'm speaking to myself really, of trying to get something for nothing. Because I know the importance of this and how relative it is and how much people gonna use this, I'd rather not put it on here. Just making a smart decision, you know what I mean? And I just made an executive decision. Ah, yes. So follow me on Patreon.